Hey there, it's Lawso here, the digital assassin. The next in our acronym series is CPM, cost per thousand. The M is a little bit of an anomaly. It's from the old Roman numeral M for 1000. And this is an old acronym that comes from radio and TV land. The way they would sell advertising was based on the reach, the audience that they could get based on their rating system. So it was so many dollars per thousand viewers or listeners placed on those figures. This was adapted across the digital initially by the old media companies themselves. So you got someone who had a newspaper like news.com, created an online version of that newspaper, and they have banner ads placed on the different pages. And that was sold by CPM. So the number of impressions, the number of times someone visited that page, and it was sold by so many dollars per thousand. Now that got a little controversial because sometimes you'd be way down the bottom of the page and you don't even know whether people scroll down to see the ad. It's not based on the number of clicks on that ad. So it was less efficient and certainly did not command the same sort of revenue that someone like Google did with their pay-per-click type of ads. Over time, the market's changed because a lot of these individual websites found it difficult selling the ads themselves. So these third-party companies would aggregate and have a lot of properties. Now there's some software programs out there now that it's called programmatic advertising. So they can select a whole range of different assets, and based on the demographics, so the age, sex, location, whatever their habits might be on the demographics, you can select that. You might want to go to a couple of million people in a certain location, and it'll all work out through the software. Now, the big winner out of this has been Google. With such market power and such reach to their advertisers, they are able to do display on their own properties, and they also do it on third-party properties. Do a lot of that with remarketing. So how they do that is you pick your creative and you pick the location, the type of user you're after, the demographics, and they'll go ahead and use their software to find the best audience for you. Now, the pricing, Google's average is $3.12 per thousand on their display network, whereas on their search network, it's $38.40 per thousand. So much more effective. Facebook is averaging at $8.60. And one of the things about Facebook that changed a while ago was that they changed their algorithm so that certain types of content wouldn't get shared with all of your connections. So say you got 50,000 connections, they might only send it to 10 because it's not really interesting content. So something like an ad, that's not getting shared. So you have to now pay them. And we do willingly to get to that audience and to find lookalike audiences and all that sort of stuff. So that's how CPM fits in. It's not to say it doesn't work. It certainly does with anything, especially in advertising and marketing. You've got to test it. So pick a smaller audience and play around with the creative, the offer, the imagery, the graphics, and also the landing page. Play around with all of that on smaller numbers. Once you can get that formula right, then expand it out and keep an eye on the metrics to make sure you're getting a good return. As always, if you're not happy with what you're doing or you're unsure about where you should go with this stuff, reach out, have a chat, give you some advice, and then away you go. Thanks.